I'm Alana. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make a really lovely Asian stir fry. It's a great fast meal for a weekday night. We're going to try to make it in about half an hour or less. So first we're just going to cut these chicken breasts into strips. You can actually buy them pre-made as strips, and sometimes it's actually less expensive that way. You could also choose to do beef strips or tofu, whatever you like, whatever fits your budget and your palate. So you want to get it into little chunks about an inch or less in diameter. Try to get them even so that they cook evenly. Next, I'm going to make the sauce for the marinade, and we're just going to do one sauce. It's going to marinate the chicken, and then it's also going to go straight into the stir fry. So I'm going to use orange juice. About a quarter cup of soy sauce. Some mustard. You can use whatever kind of mustard you have. This one's a spicy garlic one, but it doesn't really matter. And some chili sauce. I like sriracha the best, but any kind of chili sauce you have will work. And obviously you can adjust that to how spicy you like it. So now that I've got my marinade ready, I'm gonna put the chicken into a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna use about half of my marinade here, half of my sauce here, and the rest we'll keep to go in the stir fry. So I'm going to go ahead and zip that up. Give it a little shake to make sure that the chicken's all evenly coated. And put it in the fridge. Now's a good time to get the rice cooking. If you're going to do brown rice, you'd want to start that sooner. For white rice, this is right about the perfect time. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the rice on. I'm going to put it on a high heat. And I'm going to leave it at that high heat until the water starts to boil. Then I'm going to turn it down to a really low heat and set a timer for myself. So now it's time to chop the vegetables. Today we're going to use some Japanese eggplant, which is a great kind of eggplant. It's got a really thin, tender skin. It's long and thin, and you can just slice it in rounds for this stir fry. We're going to use some carrots, some yellow summer squash, onions, fresh ginger, garlic, and some bok choy. Bok choy is a Chinese cooking green. It's got a great mild flavor. It's super good for you. You could really use any cooking green you like, but bok choy is great, and it tends to be pretty cheap as well. And really you can use any vegetables that you find at the market that are good for cooking. So whatever's in season, whatever is affordable, whatever is fun. We're going to start with the onion. Cut the onion in half and cut it a few times vertically and then again horizontally. So we've got kind of 1/4 inch pieces. Just going to push my onions to the side, and I'm going to chop the eggplant. Just going to cut them in nice rounds. Makes it quick and easy. We're going to put some oil in the pan. I'm using sesame oil because it's got a great flavor and it's really good for cooking at high heats. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the wok on to a pretty medium-high heat, and I'm gonna throw the veggies in. And now we're gonna cut the rest of the vegetables. I'm gonna start with the carrots. I'm gonna cut these into matchsticks by making a long ovular cut. And then I'm gonna stack a couple up and just cut them lengthwise so they make a nice little stick. I think it's nice to have different colors and also different shapes in your stir fry. It just makes it more fun. Next, I'm gonna cut the summer squash. I'm using a yellow summer squash because I don't have anything else that's yellow in my stir fry yet, so it adds another color. I'm gonna cut it lengthwise, and then I'm just gonna cut it into little semicircles. Next, we're gonna do some garlic. And finally, we're gonna do the bok choy. You can eat both the stems and the leaves on the bok choy. Just gonna cut nice thin ribbons of the bok choy. So now that my rice is boiling, I'm gonna turn it down to as low a heat as I can get. And then I'm gonna go and set the timer for 15 minutes. So once the eggplant starts to change color in the middle, you see how it's starting to get a little bit brown in the middle? That's my cue that it's time to go ahead and put the chicken in. So I've drained most of the liquid out of my chicken, and then I'm just gonna put it in the pan. If it feels like the pan's getting a little too hot here, you can always put a little more oil in. Once the chicken looks like it's about done, you can check by just kind of pushing your spatula in to seeing if it still looks a little pink, but is mostly done. Then it's time to put your vegetables in. I'm gonna put my zucchini in at the bottom with the garlic, then the carrots. Stir those around a bit. And then I'm gonna add the greens on top. Put the rest of our marinade in. While the veggies are cooking, I'm gonna just peel some ginger. I like a lot of fresh ginger in mine. I think it gives it a great flavor, but you can just adjust it to your taste. I like to leave the ginger in the big chunk because it makes it easier to grate. I'm gonna take the side of the grater with the smallest side, and I'm just gonna grate the ginger directly into the pan. Scoop all that lovely ginger from the inside. Give it another stir. Now it's all ready to put on the plate. I'm gonna put some rice and some stir fry. Spoon a little extra sauce on top and garnish with some sesame seeds. Voila! That's all for now. See you at the market.